About 2 in 5 Canadians will receive a cancer diagnosis during their lifetime. And while genetics matter, researchers estimate that a meaningful percentage of those cases are linked to preventable lifestyle factors, including diet, not through miracle supplements, through everyday habits and the foods most of us buy without a second thought. Today I'm naming 6 categories consistently associated with higher cancer risk, with specific brands sold at Canadian grocery stores. And I'm pointing out healthy alternatives, followed by 3 categories that actually work in your favor. Let's get into it. Number 5. Sugary drinks and fruit juice. Regular consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages is strongly associated with obesity, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes, all independently linked to increased cancer risk. Fruit juice isn't automatically safer. Even 100% juice delivers concentrated sugar with a fraction of the fiber of whole fruit, producing a similar blood sugar response to soda. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Canada Dry, regular. High added sugar, no fiber, rapid blood sugar spike. Gatorade and sweetened energy drinks, high sugar load, heavily marketed at younger Canadians. Tropicana, Minute Maid, most packaged juices, concentrated sugar, minimal fiber versus whole fruit. The swap here is easier than it sounds. Alternatives are available at every major Canadian grocery chain, and most are cheaper per liter than the drinks they replace. Sparkling water, PC, Montelier, San Pellegrino, zero sugar, zero caloric impact. Unsweetened tea or black coffee, well-studied neutral to protective profiles. Whole fruit instead of juice, same nutrients, with fiber intact. Number 4. Ultra-processed refined carbohydrates. Large observational studies have linked higher ultra-processed food intake with increased overall cancer risk, and with colorectal cancer in particular, the fastest-growing cancer in young Canadians. These foods tend to be low in fiber, rapidly digested, and they crowd out the whole foods associated with better outcomes. Wonder Bread, PC white sandwich bread, refined flour, minimal fiber. Quaker instant oats, maple and brown sugar, 12 grams added sugar per packet. Corn Flakes, Fruit Loops, Honey Nut Cheerios, high added sugar, low fiber, fast glycemic response. Better options exist in the same aisle at comparable prices, and most are easier to find than people assume. Silver Hills Bakery, sprouted bread, BC, whole grain, high fiber, available across Canada. Bob's Red Mill Steel Cut, or rolled oats, plain. Minimally processed, no added sugar. Brown rice, quinoa, whole grain pasta. Straightforward swaps for refined grain staples. Number 3. Processed meat. The IARC classifies processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning the evidence that it increases colorectal cancer risk in humans is considered sufficient. Group 1 reflects strength of evidence, not magnitude of risk. So this isn't a gram-for-gram comparison to smoking. But regular consumption does carry a meaningful, well-documented association. The concern centers on nitrites used in curing, which can form nitrosamines, DNA-damaging compounds, in the acidic environment of the stomach. Maple leaf deli meats, ham, turkey, salami, nitrite cured across most of the product line. Schneider's sliced meats and bacon, Maple Leaf Foods, same curing process. No Name and PC cold cuts, processed and cured. Alamel sausages and hot dogs, widely distributed under various retail labels. The alternative isn't complicated, it's simply returning to unprocessed meat, which carries none of the curing compounds. Fresh roasted chicken or turkey sliced at home. Zero nitrites, zero processing fresh fish or unprocessed lean meats. No curing compounds. Number 2, heavily charred or burnt meat. Cooking meat at very high temperatures over open flame can form heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, compounds that damage DNA in laboratory settings and are being studied for their role in human cancer risk. The concern isn't the occasional barbecue, it's frequent intake of heavily charred meat over years. Blackened or heavily charred burgers and sausages, visibly burnt exterior equals elevated HCA and PAH formation. A&W and Harvey's flame-grilled burgers eaten regularly, high-heat flame grilling is the risk factor. You don't have to give up meat, just change the method. Lower heat cooking produces the same result without forming those compounds. Oven roasting or slow cooking. No direct flame, minimal HCA formation. If you do grill, herb and vinegar marinades reduce HCA formation. Avoid sugary sauces that char quickly. Pre-cook in the oven to limit time over direct flame. Number 1. Alcohol. The IARC classified alcohol as a Group 1 carcinogen in 1987. The cancers linked to alcohol include those of the mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, breast, and colon. When your body metabolizes alcohol, it produces acetaldehyde, a compound that can directly damage DNA. Alcohol also depletes folate, which is essential for accurate DNA replication. Cancer risk increases with the amount consumed, and researchers have not identified a completely risk-free level for cancer prevention specifically. Heavy or frequent consumption of any alcohol, the carcinogen is the ethanols, beer, wine, spirits, hard seltzer. The non-alcoholic category has improved dramatically in the last few years. There are now genuinely good options available at Canadian retailers, including some LCBO locations. Partake Brewing, Ontario-based, non-alcoholic craft beer sold nationally. Seedlip non-alcoholic spirits. At major Canadian retailers including some LCBOs, kombucha, sparkling water or mocktails, social alternatives without ethanol exposure. The strongest evidence in nutrition research isn't usually about a single ingredient. It's about patterns. Diets consistently high in ultra-processed foods and low in fiber, legumes, whole grains, and vegetables are associated with poorer metabolic health and increased risk across multiple cancers. No single meal determines your future, but patterns repeated over years do matter. Researchers know that certain long-term conditions inside the body consistently raise risk. Chronic inflammation, insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction, oxidative stress, and impaired gut and immune function. Many highly processed modern foods push the body toward those conditions. Others appear to support healthier metabolic and inflammatory responses. That's the lens for this entire list. This isn't about fear or perfection. The goal is simply to shift more of your diet toward foods consistently associated with lower cancer risk and a better long-term health. Let's talk about those now. Number 1, legumes and high-fiber foods. Higher dietary fiber intake is associated with lower cancer mortality across multiple large studies. Fiber slows glucose absorption, feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce anti-inflammatory compounds, and supports healthy digestive function. Legumes are the most fiber-dense, protein-rich, and affordable option in the Canadian grocery system. Red lentils from Bulk Barn, 20-minute cook, no soaking, lowest cost per gram of fiber. Eden Organic canned beans, BPA-free, at Loblaws health sections nationally. PC Blue Menu, canned chickpeas and black beans, solid value, widely stocked. Number 2, berries and dark leafy greens. Berries are among the lowest glycemic fruits and are rich in polyphenols and antioxidants, under active research for their roles in inflammation and cellular health. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, are excellent sources of folate, essential for accurate DNA replication. Consistently eating more fruits and vegetables is strongly associated with better overall health outcomes across decades of research. Wyman's wild blueberries, frozen, maritime Canadian, nutritionally comparable to fresh, significantly cheaper. PC frozen, mixed berries, budget-friendly, widely stocked. Fresh baby spinach or pre-washed kale? At Loblaws, Sobeys, or Metro, frozen counts equally. Number 3, whole grains. Whole grains retain the fiber, vitamins, and resistant starch that refining removes. They support healthier blood sugar regulation, feed the gut microbiome, and are associated with lower colorectal cancer risk. Same caloric category as refined carbs, very different nutritional profile. One of the lowest effort, highest return switches in the Canadian grocery aisle. Silver Hills Bakery sprouted bread, BC, best whole grain bread option at Canadian grocers. Bob's Red Mill Steel Cut Oats, plain, high fiber, no added sugar, at Loblaws and Whole Foods. Pot barley from Bulk Barn, high beta-glucan fiber, inexpensive, Versatile. You can't control your genetics, you can't control aging, but you can influence the patterns repeated every day. What goes in your cart, what comes out of your fridge, what ends up on your plate. Over years, those patterns matter. 6 categories linked to higher cancer risk, and 3 linked to lower risk. The evidence is there. Think about it.